Hey everybody, welcome back to Blacktop Banter. So the first episode is in the books. Some people have been sharing it and I'm super excited about that. I really appreciate that. The more we can share it, the better. And I've been getting some good reviews. And I think I'm going to start with a shout out every time. I know last time we did Henry Boswell, but today I was watching a video by my friend Brian Hess and a lady on there, Trisha Lammy, I hope I'm saying it right, but she really boosted my motivation for the podcast today, saying that she was loving Blacktop Banter already. So I'm excited for it. Thank you, Trisha. Greatly appreciate it. What else? So I guess Wis-Coat wise, yesterday went and seen a fabricator, welder. We had to get some stuff, getting ready for the season, and did that yesterday. Have some meetings today. Our commercial property that we just purchased, we're getting a building put up on it, going to check that kind of stuff out today. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on the last few days anyways. And I got something in the mail yesterday, a product from Titan. Maybe you've seen it at the videos. I'll see what I can show you here on the video. And then what it is a hopper, a separate hopper, I guess, that's going to go on top of the 3500, and you can carry blue paint in it if you're going to do blue boxes while you're striping or whatever, so to give you a chance for dual colors. So pretty cool. I'm going to make a YouTube video for that separately on the Wis-Coat channel. And speaking of YouTube channels, I'm going to do a separate YouTube channel for Blacktop Banter, and I'm recording these like I said before, so I'll post the videos of them on that YouTube video or that YouTube page, the channel, and we can go there and check them out and see what I'm talking about and see what I'm wearing. I got a hat on today from CMB Pavement Services. Charlie Baker sent me this and gave me this, I guess, a couple years, so it's a couple years old. Charlie, I need a new one. But yeah, so it's great. It's great to have that kind of support and to have people supporting you and have your back on something like this that's out of a lot of people's comfort zones. Luckily, I've been priming for this, I guess, doing the YouTube stuff. So I've been thinking the last few days. I've been getting more emails about you know, starting out and people having questions and things like that. And I figured it would probably be a good thing for me to talk about kind of how I got the ball rolling. I know I kind of said that before, but I didn't really talk about the struggle after you have all the equipment and started going. It gets tough, so we'll roll right into that, I guess. It started once I got everything going and started. The first year was rough. Didn't make it through the winter, had to do a different job, and then come into the second year, got a different truck, and moved the tank and everything over, and it was a cargo truck, so I could hold more things, and we got a hot pot so we could melt some rubber down a stationary and do cracks that way. And same thing, the hardest part was sales and getting jobs where we were located at in Wisconsin. And traditional forms of social media were all, or not social media, I'm sorry, traditional forms of marketing was all I was using. So that was a struggle because people read the newspaper, and if you're in a rural area, there's only so much blacktop, and I did radio ads and they didn't work all that much because of the same thing. So that was rough, and there was a point there where it was a good stretch. It was a week, 2 weeks really without working, but we were, you know, I was putting money into this business and then having to pay bills and everything as well. And it got to a point where I had $10. So that's it, like $10, which is nothing, you know. So I had that truck. I had probably about 100 gallons of sealer maybe, and $10. So I came up with the idea of, we're going to sell our stuff, we're going to have a garage sale. So I had a garage sale and made maybe $80 of the garage sale. The truck that the tank was in and my seal coating stuff was in was a 1988 inline 6 Ford F350 with a cargo bed on it. So I put that $80 in gas that night and just went to bed praying, you know, that something would come. And I I had done a little bit of, you know, going around where we were at in Black River Falls, Wisconsin, handing out flyers, talking to people, different things, and was really hoping something would drum up. But went to bed praying that night and just saying, God, we got to have something. And woke up that next morning with a voicemail, and it was a dog kenneling place. And I drove out there, gave them the estimate. They said, good, when can you do it? And I said, right now. And because we needed it. And got to work, did the job by myself, broomed everything up by myself. I couldn't afford to hire anybody, obviously, at that point. Pulled the truck ahead, sprayed, moved my own hose, pulled the truck ahead, and got near the end and realized I was running a little low on sealer. Luckily, the job had a declining, you know, or I guess it would be an incline going in, but a declining coming out of the driveway. And I actually had to go out, turn around, back down the entrance to this parking lot for the kenneling place so that the sealer would be at the back and go into the drain hole. So I pumped all that sealer out in front of the truck, and then it wanted to run down the decline, you know, into the tires and stuff. So I really quickly pumped all that out, backed the truck across the road, thankfully, and threw the hose and the wand and everything over there because they had a gravel lot over there, and ran back with the broom, broomed it down the rest of the way, finished the job, collected, and the job was for $700. I can remember it, the job, excuse me, the lady, the day, the temperature, the heat, the thoughts, everything. I can remember it plain as day. And got paid when the job was done, thankfully, and went back. We were living in a tiny, the address was something numbers and a half, and it was just a little house out back, like a guest house, and that's where we were living. And went back, and I made a vow that I would never ever get to that point again. However I had to do it, I would never get to that point again, business wise. So what I ended up doing was grinding out the rest of the summer. I knew by what I had funds wise it was going to be the same shape. So moved back down where I grew up. The family that had helped me grow and raise and mentor me a little bit, they did roofing. I did that all through high school, did roofing, and did both. So I did roofing and supplemented income that way, and then I would run back up 2 hours to Black River Falls and do Wis-Coat stuff. And it went like that for a couple years, and then where we had moved back down here, I'd started advertising down here a little bit, and I thought maybe there was enough for me to just do Wis-Coat up there and here, and I could make it. So that's what I did, and it was rough again, really tight. We ended up getting a home, luckily, that was $400 less a month than the rent that we were paying, and that helped free some stuff up. But you know, it freed up space to have a little cash, but I wasn't making more capital wise, business wise. And I had one time looked at getting into snow plowing, and found a video by my friend Stanley, the Dirt Monkey Genetic, who's my friend now and wasn't my friend at the time. And we've done videos and stuff since then, and he's super successful. I really look up to that guy. But it led me down a rabbit hole into the landscaping and lawn care world, where there was this community, there was guys using social media and explaining how to use social media in order to increase your sales. And I went to their big expo, the GIE expo, and the very first time I just flat out asked questions about using social media to gain revenue. And you know, guys were curious why that's all I was asking, and why I was there, being an asphalt maintenance contractor. And maybe that raised the right eyebrows, because I really developed some good friends there and mentors there, and made connections there. You know, and they helped me kind of get the ball rolling. And you know, that's kind of why I started our community. You know, there were Facebook groups, a couple Facebook groups, but no one really interacted that way. I started it because I wanted to know how guys that were in better shape than I am business wise, but in a different part of the country, were being so successful. And I used social media just to connect kind of at first with all these people. Started the US Seal Coaters group, which I don't don't run or have or own anymore. But in that group early on, we made connections with solid guys, and then those guys became my friends, and we talk one-on-one and in small groups and things now. But then all kinds of groups spurted off from that when they would leave. You know, there was something good in that group that people wanted to keep, and the stuff that was bad they didn't want to keep. So they would start their own groups and vet the members that were coming in and wanted to be in. And now we've got groups where people are in a lot of groups, and I think it's perfect. It's almost mimicking the landscape and lawn care industry's community, and I like it. I like it a lot. It has helped me in my business exponentially to network on that kind of a level. So that's kind of where that led to me digging more into social media, and then I used social media, Facebook specifically, to get to people that don't read the newspaper, don't listen to the radio, whatever. I knew that the attention was on their phones. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, and Gary Vee said, you know, where's people's attention? You know, it's not billboards, because when they're driving down the road, if you look over, you'll see them on their phone while they're driving. So it's the most attention was on their phone, and where we're at in a rural area, people use Facebook primarily that are in my demographic for my customers. So I started using Facebook ads, a lot of trial and error, looked up how to do it better and how to do it, and then I kind of developed it specifically for asphalt maintenance for my business. And the first year we spent probably $500 on Facebook ads, and it was all I needed for our season. We jumped revenue probably $30,000 that year. And then the next year I was more focused, more quality of my targeting over the quantity of the ads. And for the first time ever, we jumped into six figures. Year after that, I spent $12 on Facebook ads, and we were not only in the six figures, but we were pushing up a lot higher into the range of, you know, the 100,000. We were up higher, a lot higher. And for the last 2 years, I haven't used any money-wise for Facebook ads. I use my Facebook page organically, but also the description of our business hasn't changed. So almost everybody knows us. If you think of asphalt, you're going to think of Wis-Coat, where we are within a good Tri-County area, I would think. And now we're getting into different things. We're getting into doing a little bit of paving, some recycling asphalt, gravel work a little bit of concrete, where we're trying to be property maintenances. We're getting into that. So now I'm retargeting, brushing up a little bit again, and using those Facebook ads directly to get that going again. And we already have leads for services that we have never offered before. So lets this guy know that even though there's a little bit of rust, he still has it. So that's where we're at now, and we're geared up. Like I said, we're not a huge company. You know, there's at max, there's been 5 guys, including myself, out on a project. You know, I think we'll probably be at 3 or 4 this year. But my goal is for us to have to hire people because of the amount of work that we're getting in and the jobs we're doing. And I want to create a culture here that Wis-Coat provides. And, you know, I want guys to want to work here, around here. And, you know, that's my goal with us going forward and being profitable this way. So that's where we're at. That's how I got started. There's been a lot more hard knocks, you know, through there. One time somebody needs to remind me to tell them about a big truck I bought that was a complete disaster and we had to recover from. That'll be a good reminder. Remind me of that, listeners, and I'll get on that story sometime. And speaking of listeners, I'm super pumped. I just looked, and then we have 29 listeners to the first episode of the podcast, which is cool for me. I don't know why I'm ecstatic about 29, but you know, I know it can go up from there, so I'm excited for that. The more we share it, the more is going to get out there. And you know, speaking of the YouTube stuff, I think I'm going to post last episode's YouTube at the same time I post the current podcast. That way we're kind of one behind on the YouTube, and you can get double content if you want to look in there and look at it again. It'll be new and fresh ahead of time. Let me talk about, I got this the other day. Liberty Supply catalog. I haven't looked through it yet. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Mike. But yeah, they got one out. So if you know those guys, hit them up. Give it a look. I like looking through catalogs. This is my geeky, guys. I'm geeky about asphalt maintenance. So, you know, I geek out on a lot of that stuff. And it goes hand in hand. I got to keep my attention on everything because I don't want to miss an opportunity. You know, and I've been, speaking of opportunities, I guess I'll go off on a little bit different tangent, but I've been doing 75 hard now. That's an Andy Frisella program, and I'm on day 35 today. Just checked my charts and stuff, and I'm down like 30 pounds. So I'm excited, super excited for that. I've been trying to lose weight for, you know, and get in shape for the season. Last year it was brutal. It gets hot out there. So the struggle's real. If you follow me on Snapchat or some of the Instas and stuff, I'll post some of that sometimes. The struggle's real with that, and out here in the cold and the snow, it's really a struggle, but it's helping to build me up mentally for the encounters we're going to have this season, so that the encounters aren't as stressful. You know, if you put yourself through some stress physically, it helps you with stress emotionally, whether that's personally or business wise. And it's a great program, and it's all benefits. And I've read 2 books while on it. That's part of the program, and I don't know if I would have read those books otherwise. So I'm excited for that, but it makes me feel humble to get responses like Trisha's about the podcast, and I'm thankful that guys like Andy Frisella have programs and stuff out there to keep me motivated in doing things. So I want to do a giveaway. I'm going to grab this stuff real quick, so hold on a second. The giveaway is going to be one of the new Wis-Coat hats. I'm showing it to the camera, even though you guys can't see it on the podcast. But yeah, so this was made by Daily Hustle. That's my friend Chance Singh Vassas over in Minnesota. They do all kinds of embroidery work and graphic works and stuff like that. So if you get a chance, check them out. And then I'm going to be giving away the very last NPE Titan Wis-Coat shirt. So this is the last one. There's none left. You know, this is it. So this is exciting because this is the last one. We're not going to have any until next year. I think they want to put a guitar on next year on the shirts, which is fine with me. As long as people are excited to have them and get them and show each other support. That's the big thing for me. So yeah, that's it. This is the second podcast. It's feels good. You know, after I'm done with this podcast, I am going to go over and check out the building and stuff and the grounds. We're going to clear a little bit, move some trucks around, so we know where to put our building and things like that. What else we're trying to do? Well, we're getting all of our office stuff done. That's getting out of the way. I really need to go through all the trucks and equipment and things and make sure we have everything we need to do what we need to do to get started. But I'm sure you guys know how that is when you get out there and you realize, oh crap, we forgot this or forgot that. So that'll be it. I'm excited for the giveaway. The giveaway is going to happen. I'll do it 2 ways. If you share the podcast link anywhere on social media and tag me or Wis-Coat and one other friend, you have to tag somebody else. I don't care who it is, and you can tag the same person every time. I don't care. But share the podcast anywhere on social media, tag me and tag a friend, and we'll write your name down, and then I'll draw those out whenever. I'm also going to do it on Instagram. I'll post on there about the giveaway, and it'll be the same rules. If you post about the giveaway from Instagram anywhere on social media, tag me, tag a friend, and you'll be entered, and we'll send it out to you. I'm going to run this for 2 weeks maybe. I'm trying to look at my calendar. Yeah, we'll run it until the 6th of March. Let's do that. So 6th of March, we'll run it for 2 weeks, and everybody that posts will keep track of it. I'm hoping it's going to be a long list. That'd be cool. And then I'll announce the winner on the podcast, and then we'll get the stuff sent to you, and that'd be cool. We'll be decked out in black Wis-Coat stuff that you're probably not going to want to wear in the summer when the sun's on you, beating you to death. But you'll have it anyways, and that'll be cool. Once again, I just want to say I appreciate the support for the podcast. I'm excited for it. We're excited to have it, to talk about work and to get things going. I'm excited to hear people talk about it. I'm excited to get emails and stuff. I like to help, and you guys keeping me accountable for getting the podcasts out is good. It motivates me and keeps me going. So that's it. This is Blacktop Banter, episode 2. Get out there. Seal it, stripe it, pave it, kill it. Do what you need to do to succeed. Talk to you guys later.